I've always loved the way that Gibson Les Pauls look and sound, but I haven't always loved how heavy they can be. Today we're going to be checking out two lighter weight options available from Gibson for those of you who might also be looking for something a little bit easier on your back. The Gibson ES-339 and the Gibson exclusive to Zounds Les Paul Standard Lite. I'm going to start off by giving you a quick breakdown of these two guitars spec-wise before we do the sound comparisons using the Fender Princeton Reverb and the Marshall Studio Vintage. Then before we finish up for the day, I'm going to give you my own opinions on the playability and the feel differences between these two guitars because they're very apparent when you switch back and forth between the two of them. Now that I've established a roadmap for myself to follow making today's video, let's begin by briefly talking about each one of these guitars, starting with this one, the Gibson Les Paul Standard Lite AAA Flame Maple Top. I had no idea that this guitar was even in production. It's exclusive to Zounds, and it weighs 7 pounds 1 ounce. Yeah, I couldn't believe it either when I saw it because it looks just like a regular Gibson Les Paul with the flame maple top. It's even got a 50s neck profile on it, but the way that they were able to cut so much weight compared to a regular Les Paul is all in the body itself. It's a thinner body, and it also has a tummy cut on it. I love the way that this guitar sounds. I love the way that this guitar feels. I've had this for a few months now. Pickups in this one are Burstbucker 1 and Burstbucker 2, and the electronics are traditional. No push-pulls, no boosts, no other nonsense. You don't need anything more than just one volume, one tone per pickup. It's perfect in my book. Now on to what I believe is the most underrated guitar in Gibson's lineup and potentially the most underrated Gibson of all time, the 339. This one has the figured body on it. It's got the gloss nitrocellulose finish. It's got the rounded profile, so it's really similar in feel to the 50s that comes on the Les Paul. It's got a 57 Classic in the neck, 57 Classic Plus in the bridge for a little bit more output. And just like the Les Paul Standard Lite, no tomfoolery when it comes to the electronics as far as coil splits or push-pulls, just regular 50 style. And this guitar weighs in at 7 pounds 3 ounces. Now let's hear how these guitars sound compared to one another. We'll start by using the Fender Princeton Reverb for some clean tones before we move on to the Marshall Studio Vintage for our dirt. I didn't use any pedals, so all the sounds that you're hearing today are just guitars straight into the respective amp that we're using. There are a few things that I noticed straight away when I switched to this guitar after playing a Les Paul for a little bit. The first is the fact that my posture immediately improves because the horn sits up a little bit higher, forces me to sit up straight. And this is a good thing for two reasons. One, it's good for your back health, but number two, it actually puts me so that my technique is a little bit better in general. I tend to make less mistakes when I'm playing the guitar because I'm sitting more upright, I'm a little bit more attentive, and I can also play for longer. And I'm not sitting and falling into the trap of sometimes slouching into the guitar like this. And we all do it from time to time, and I'm really guilty of doing it with smaller body instruments. But with this guitar, kind of like naturally fixes the ergonomics that I kind of dislike about some of the other smaller instruments that I played. The other thing I notice immediately is not a feel thing, but this guitar is much louder acoustically, so it makes for a really good instrument. Even if you're not able to plug it into an amplifier, you could sit on the couch with this thing, sit in your favorite chair and just play. It sounds fantastic unplugged. Now on to the Les Paul Standard Lite. I want to start by answering a question that I've been asked multiple times since I first started featuring this guitar on the YouTube channel. Does this feel like the real deal proper Gibson Les Pauls that don't have any weight reduction or don't have a thinner body like this one does? 95% of the way, yeah. The only thing that I notice isn't the fact that the body isn't as thick, it's the fact that it has the tummy cut. And it's funny because it ties right into the pro I was saying about the Gibson ES-339, kind of reinforcing positive posture, making me sit up straight. Because of the tummy cut on this guitar, I'm a little bit more likely, especially the longer that I sit and I play this instrument, to start to hunch a little bit more because the tummy cut is kind of enabling me to do it. Yes, it's the guitar's fault I have poor posture, not my own. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal, and it's a trade-off I would happily make because this is so comfortable to play. I could play this for hours. It's a 7-pound Les Paul, man. What else do I have to say about that? No other complaints. Love the big neck profile on this thing. The pickups are awesome. They're definitely a little bit more aggressive than the ones that we were hearing in the Gibson ES-339, but at the end of the day, this does what I want a good Gibson Les Paul to do, and that is just rock. The final thing I want to mention before somebody roasts me for it in the comments section is about neck dive. I don't experience neck dive with either of these instruments, neither sitting nor standing up. I've gigged with this guitar since I've had it. No problems, even in longer sets. And then with the Gibson ES-339, I had one of those for years that I gigged, and I love that guitar so much, and I never experienced that problem. That's it for today, though. I started to think about my old red Memphis-made Gibson 339, and I was like, ah, man. As great as that one is, I really miss the other one a little bit more. Thank you for watching today's video. Sorry for that little tangent. Let me know in the comments section which one of these you would pick and why. And if you learned anything, that's great. I appreciate you guys spending your time with me. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, everybody.